Anakin develops a strong bond with both Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. On one hand, Obi-Wan is his master, and on the other hand, Ahsoka is his apprentice. So who's Anakin closer with? In this video, I'll be answering that very question. So without further ado, let's get into it. I will start off by comparing their relationships separately. So first off, let's look at Anakin and Obi-Wan's. Anakin first met Obi-Wan when he was 9 years old on Tatooine. Anakin was excited to meet another Jedi, but they didn't really care for each other. Obi-Wan even tells Qui-Gon, "Why do I sense we just picked up another pathetic life form?" Obi-Wan is comparing Anakin to Jar Jar, and he is saying that the boy is just a pathetic life form. After Qui-Gon dies, Obi-Wan decides to take on Anakin as his apprentice because he's promised his master that he would, and not because he wanted to, or out of the goodness of his heart. However, once Obi-Wan takes on Anakin, things start to shape up with them. They start to form a strong bond, like that of brothers. They go on many missions and they fight side by side, saving each other's lives. Despite this, Obi-Wan is still not the best mentor and master for Anakin. Anakin needs more of a father figure, rather than a brother. This leads to Anakin disobeying Obi-Wan a lot, and it creates a loophole in their relationship. Once Anakin gets his own apprentice, Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship gets better. This is in part because Anakin is no longer Obi-Wan's apprentice, and there's less of a power dynamic. We get to see they get along pretty well throughout the Clone Wars, and when comparing them from Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith, you can tell there's a big difference. Their relationship improves tremendously, and they become very close brothers. But now, onto Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship. Just like Obi-Wan and Anakin, their first encounter is very rocky. Anakin is not even aware that he's supposed to get an apprentice. He rejects the idea of it at first, but then has no choice to go along with it. Ahsoka, just like Anakin, doesn't listen to her master. She's very arrogant. However, through time, she starts to listen more and more to her master. Anakin does his best to be a father figure for Ahsoka and teach her the ways of the Force and of the universe. As they go on more and more missions, their bond really starts to grow. It is clear that if anyone tries to harm Ahsoka, Anakin will make them pay. Ahsoka also starts to become more involved with the people in Anakin's life, like Obi-Wan and most notably Padme. The two start to build their own bond with one another. When Ahsoka gets captured by the Trandoshans, Anakin really starts to panic. He starts to look all over the place to try and find her. He doesn't give up, even when the other masters tell him there's nothing he can do. When Ahsoka gets back, Anakin tells her how worried he was and how he failed her, but Ahsoka counters and said that it's because of Anakin's training that she managed to survive. Their relationship is tested to the max when Ahsoka gets accused of bombing the Jedi Temple. Anakin and Padme are one of the few who actually believe that Ahsoka is innocent. Anakin goes to great lengths to find out the truth, and in the end he does, saving Ahsoka's life. Anakin never doubted Ahsoka for a second, and when she was being held in custody and Anakin was not allowed to see her, he almost loses it and goes so close to killing the guards. Ahsoka just meant that much to Anakin. When Ahsoka leaves the Order, Anakin is lost for a bit, and he knows that a part of himself left. He was very close to leaving the Order himself. It's one of the saddest and best scenes in all of Star Wars. Their relationship is like that of father and daughter, and that is a much stronger bond than that of brothers. Brothers often get into arguments and fight over small things, while a father will love his daughter like no one else. On top of this, Ahsoka never bossed Anakin around like Obi-Wan did. Anakin had no choice but to follow Obi-Wan, and he was almost a slave to his master. This is completely different with Ahsoka, and their relationship is purely authentic. At the end of the Obi-Wan show, when Obi-Wan and Vader have their duel, Obi-Wan leaves Vader there, while in Rebels, when Ahsoka and Vader have their duel, Ahsoka stays despite knowing that she'll die because of it. She just couldn't leave Anakin to die alone, and she couldn't abandon him, just like she did when she left the Jedi Order all those years ago. Because of all this, it is clear that Anakin and Ahsoka's relationship is the stronger one. Comment down below who you guys think have a stronger bond, and like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on more great Star Wars content. To see more of this content, click the video on screen. And apart from that, have a great day.